To declare I am African is to embrace a profound duality. It is to carry the weight of a history marked by both magnificent civilizations and brutal exploitation. It is to celebrate the legacy of ancient kingdoms and empires, the cradle of humankind, the birthplace of languages and traditions that span a continent. Yet, it is also to acknowledge the scars of colonialism, the artificial borders that divide, and the enduring struggle for self-determination. This declaration is a testament to resilience, a defiance against those who sought to erase our identity and rewrite our narrative. For centuries, Africa has been portrayed through a distorted lens, its image shaped by those who sought to justify their domination. But the spirit of Africa, the spirit embodied in every declaration of I am African, refuses to be silenced. It is a spirit that reverberates in the rhythm of our drums, in the vibrancy of our art, in the wisdom of our elders. It is a spirit that yearns for unity, for progress, for an Africa that is free to determine its own destiny. This declaration is a call to action, an invitation to reclaim our narrative, to rewrite the story of Africa not as a victim, but as a protagonist in its own right. It is a reminder that the future of Africa rests not in the hands of benevolent outsiders, but in the hands of its own people, united by a shared history and a common purpose. Colonialism's grip on Africa was not content with mere political control. It sought to unravel the fabric of our societies. The strategy of divide and rule sowed seeds of discord among communities, exploiting existing tensions and fabricating new ones. This insidious tactic served to weaken resistance, making it easier for colonial powers to maintain their stranglehold. The artificial borders drawn during the Scramble for Africa ignored pre-existing cultural and ethnic boundaries, creating divisions that persist to this day. This fragmentation served the interests of the colonizers, allowing them to pit communities against each other and extract resources with minimal resistance. But colonialism did not end with the lowering of foreign flags. It morphed, assuming new and insidious forms. Today, neocolonialism perpetuates many of the same exploitative structures, albeit often with a more subtle hand. Debt traps ensnare nations, forcing them to prioritize repayment to international institutions over investment in their own people. Unfair trade agreements flood local markets with cheap goods, undermining local industries and perpetuating dependency. The fight for liberation is far from over. It requires dismantling these neo-colonial structures, demanding fair trade practices, and asserting economic sovereignty. Only then can Africa truly break free from the shackles of exploitation and chart a course towards self-reliance and prosperity. To embrace I am African is to reclaim a legacy of ingenuity and innovation that stretches back millennia. Long before the arrival of colonizers, Africa was a continent of advancements in mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and art. From the Great Pyramids of Giza to the intricate architecture of Great Zimbabwe, evidence of African brilliance abounds. Indigenous knowledge systems passed down through generations offer sustainable solutions to contemporary challenges. Traditional agricultural practices promote biodiversity and resilience in the face of climate change. Local medicinal plants hold the potential for groundbreaking medical discoveries. Yet this rich tapestry of knowledge and tradition is often undervalued, dismissed as primitive by those who fail to grasp its depth and sophistication. We must actively resist the erasure of our intellectual heritage. By investing in research and education, supporting the transmission of traditional knowledge, and celebrating the ingenuity of African innovators, we can ensure that this legacy continues to inspire and empower generations to come. The future of Africa depends on harnessing this wellspring of creativity and knowledge. By embracing our past, we unlock the potential for a future where African solutions address African challenges, and where the continent's ingenuity benefits its own people first and foremost. Section 4. Silenced Voices, Unbroken Spirits, the Martyrs of African Liberation. The struggle for African liberation has been paved with the sacrifices of countless heroes and heroines. These visionary leaders dared to dream of a free and prosperous Africa, challenging the established order and inspiring generations with their courage and conviction. Their stories deserve to be told and retold, ensuring that their sacrifices are never forgotten. Figures like Patrice Lumumba, the fiery Congolese prime minister who dared to stand up to colonial powers, and Thomas Sankara, the revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso, who championed Pan-Africanism and social justice, paid the ultimate price for their unwavering commitment to a liberated Africa. Their voices were silenced, their lives cut short, but their spirits live on, fueling the flames of resistance. These leaders understood that true liberation went beyond political independence. It required economic empowerment, social justice, and a rejection of neocolonialism in all its forms. They were thorns in the side of those who sought to maintain the status quo, and their assassinations serve as stark reminders of the high stakes involved in challenging entrenched power structures. Their stories are not merely historical footnotes, they are powerful reminders of the ongoing struggle for true liberation. They serve as a call to action, urging us to honor their memory by continuing the fight for a just and equitable Africa. Section 5. Beyond False Saviors and Empty Promises, Charting a New Course. The narrative of Africa's salvation often focuses on external actors, on promises of aid and development from wealthy nations and international organizations. While well-intentioned, these approaches often perpetuate a cycle of dependency, failing to address the root causes of poverty and inequality. Debt aid, as it has become known, often serves the interests of donors more than recipients, propping up corrupt regimes and undermining local initiatives. We must move beyond this narrative of dependency and embrace a vision of self-reliance. Africa's future rests not on handouts, but on harnessing its own vast potential. This requires investing in education, healthcare, and infrastructure, creating an environment where innovation can flourish and entrepreneurship can thrive. It also necessitates a shift in perspective. We must move away from seeing ourselves through the lens of others and embrace our own narratives of success and resilience. We must celebrate the achievements of our artists, entrepreneurs, scientists, and activists, showcasing the vibrancy and diversity of the African continent. The path to a truly free and prosperous Africa is one paved by Africans themselves. It is a path that requires unity, self-belief, and an unwavering commitment to reclaiming our agency and shaping our own destiny.